Winfield from Modesto, California. Started out his career here in Modesto.
Yes, I did.
Grew up in Modesto, and your parents ran a hot dog stand downtown.
Yeah. Hamburger,
hot dogs, and you had your beginning and working on cars and racing cars and so on. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the movie cars.
Well, I built some radical cars, and then I took one on an open trailer, and I didn't know anybody in any of the studios, but I found Fox Studio, and so I went up to the gate and I conned him a little bit. I said, the transportation department wants to see that car, and it was on the trailer. So he said, yeah, go down here and turn left. So I took it down there and got acquainted with them, and then he told me of all the other studios, all the transportation departments, you know, of the whole LA area. And so I took it for 3 days. I took the car to studio after studio, and that's how I got my foot in the door. So that was pretty cool.
And then you also worked with, was it AMT?
Yeah.
And I just heard about it over the weekend. There was a car called Piranha.
Yeah.
And was there a body there for a Piranha at the show?
Yes.
And
yes, we had a body there.
Yeah. And the chassis looked like there was a
yeah, it has a fiberglass chassis.
Oh.
There's no metal between the front and the back. There's a cage in the front and a metal cage in the back, and then fiberglass in between. So there's no metal between the front and the back.
Yeah. Because a friend of mine told me that he saw one at Laguna Seca this year.
Okay.
Somebody in Oakdale has one, or
yeah, I think so.
Somebody, I don't remember his name or if I even knew his name, but he said that, and it had a Corvair engine.
Yeah.
And I wondered if I saw that body there, but I didn't know what it was. And then when I looked it up on the internet, and that they so that I guess that's the only survivor.
Yeah.
And that one you have there, was that yours there?
No, that was a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and so, but and then all the other, you've been all over the world.
Yeah.
Doing seminars and
metalworking seminars. Yeah. I do that all over, and I try to teach people the art of metalworking, you know, the metal, creating metal, and so I'm doing that now all over.
Yeah. Well, in fact, when you said that, one of your cohorts, I guess, or guys, you know, is that Chad Hiltz?
Yeah.
Bad Chad?
Yeah.
And he has adopted your saying that every day is a teaching day.
Every day is a school day.
Every day, a school day. Every day is a school day. Yeah.
That's right.
And I watch his program on the internet. I like it because he's down to earth.
Yep.
and you're watching everything he's doing. When he does these programs, and he's got his girlfriend Jolene taking pictures, and he's talking all the time, and if somebody wants to really understand what's going on, they need to watch that, because he's very basic, but I know he uses that every day is a school day, and we're going to learn something, and so that works well. You were also involved in land speed racing, you know, and with the Thing.
Yes.
And that's in that book that we talked about, and a lot of people know about that. And then
I have a roadster and a coupe.
Yeah.
For land speed racing, and I'm still gonna run it at Bonneville.
Yeah. And it'll flathead powered.
Yeah.
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 And let's see, what else? There was something. Oh, I know. And then the gosh, the throttlers, the
Yeah.
throttlers. No, not the throttlers. Excuse me.
Century Toppers.
Century Toppers. Century Toppers was one of the car clubs you started, or
Yes.
you guys?
Yes, I started that club back in the 40s,
Yeah.
the late 40s, and I was the president for a couple of years, and it was a good club, and we had a lot of fun, and we of course went to El Mirage and you know, to run our cars there at El Mirage for land speed racing, and so we did that, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. And then in that, who were some of the local guys that were in the in the Century Toppers?
Oh, Dick Petz.
Dick Petz.
Yes, Petz and Bob Petz originally. And Lee, I forget his name now. Lee Morey.
Don Gray.
Yeah, Don
Gray. I met Don a few years ago, and he gave me his Century Toppers plaque.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he gave that to me, and then unfortunately he passed away. But he was a real nice guy, and
yeah,
he had a lot of stories to tell, and
yes.
and things, and
yes,
and then
Don Gray was he was right in there with all of us. Yep.
I can't remember, his father had a plumbing business.
Yeah. Yeah, Gray Plumbing.
Yeah, and then he said somebody built that engine in his Roadster. He says somebody came from L.A. who was a hotshot engine builder, and he built the engine. He was in Modesto. But I never did get a name of who it was or anything like that. And,
yeah.
But he said he ran over 100 miles an hour or something in it, and
yes.
and that's what you're supposed to have to get the Century Toppers.
Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And of course I was in there racing and going over 100, and so I you know, ran the dry lakes over and over.
Yeah.
And had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now was that before or after you were in the service?
Before and after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before and after. Both, yes.
Because when you went overseas, you were in Japan, I think you
yes.
said, and then you started doing some custom hot rod work over there and
yes.
introducing those guys to it. So
yes,
you probably planted the seed
yes.
there to, you know,
I did.
Spread it internationally, and all the people that saw it there probably helped bring it back to here.
Yeah.
You know, and
all true. I've had a great life, and I did a lot of hot riding.
Yes.
Throughout
yes.
the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I in some cases, maybe that's your true passion is racing and hot rodding and building cars was in order to afford to do that.
Right.
You know, and you got to have a job to do that. So
right.
And you became, you know, you're world renowned and talking to these guys that from like at the swap meet in Turlock on January, the Model A Club swap meet.
Yes.
You got guys coming from from Denmark and Sweden and
yes.
Australia and all that, and if you mention your name, they've either taken the class from you or they're watching you on TV or they know about you.
Yeah.
You know, so you've put Modesto on the map.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, I did.
And it's been a good tenure there. So.
Yes, very good.
Any other people you can think, like Bart's gone, Bart Bartoni, he's gone, but he was one of your colleagues, and
yeah, he was a good friend of mine.
Good friend, and gosh almighty, Pete Hischer, he man, that was a bad thing. But again, Pete had a lot of history with you and all that, and I don't know that many of the other people. There were so many that you've worked with locally.
Yes. Dick Petz.
Dick Petz, yeah. I've come to know him and visit him once in a while.
That's great.
There was Bob Whitehead that
Oh yeah.
that I met when we were going to junior college, when you were still there on Tully Road.
Yes.
And then you did some work on his car, and he helped you with some stuff, and
Yes.
and then
Yes.
he went on to become a executive with Subaru and Chrysler and all that. He's and he's got quite a collection of stuff. And now there was another Whitehead that I think that maybe you did a convertible 49 or something convertible with a Carson top or something.
Yes.
What was his first name? Do you recall that?
I don't recall right now.
Because I know when I mention Whitehead, people talk about this 49 convertible that had a Carson top.
Yes.
And
yes.
But I
did a lot of work on it. Yeah, it was a nice car.
Yeah.
Very nice car.
And then there was that other roadster you did. It had the slant six. Dodge X something X.
That's
X7 or X something like that.
Yeah, the it had the Chrysler 6.
Yeah.
Chrysler 6 in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And that was also a model car.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was maybe AMT or Monogram or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
That was a nice car.
It's around somewhere. I think I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be great to find that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else that you could think of that had an impact on your life? I know. I think in reading things, I think your mom and your family had a big part of your life, and growing up and learning the value of working hard and doing good things.
Yes, all true. Yeah. She had a hamburger place and called Modesto Nickel Lunch.
Oh yeah.
And so that was good. And on a Saturday night they have cars line up for a block to get up there, and then the city finally stopped her because it was a nuisance for these cars to line up for a block.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, but now look, they line up for blocks at Starbucks.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So, yeah.
I want to ask Gene a question.
Yeah.
Since your beginning in the 50s and to what we see today and what we just finished up with the Graffiti Festival, how do you look at today's I guess involvement with the car culture?
Well, it's changed quite a bit, and but I'm still in there and doing what I can to keep it going and to keep the early racing and roadsters, going and stuff. And so I still that's one of my passions is to keep that going,
There's one other thing that I saw over the weekend, but so many people came up to your booth and asked for your signature on your posters. But one thing that stood out in my mind is the young people that came up to your booth that knew and knows about you and the work and the kind of the enthusiasm which they had for what you're doing. And do you see a resurgence with young people being involved in the construction?
I try to keep that going. I do things with the young people, and I have seminars and things like that all over the U.S. and try to keep it going and expand the hot rodding as best I can. And so I enjoy doing that.
Well, I guess one last thing that I'd just like to say is that I thank you for sitting with us and sharing a little bit about your history.
Oh, no problem.
But you are the history of the car movement in this country.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. You bet.